guys, welcome to my channel. Today we are doing this classic wedding makeup look. I actually did this look on a bridal party a few months ago and I just love how it looked on everyone. I feel like it's so universally flattering and it's actually pretty easy to recreate. So I'm going to show you what I did on the wedding party and I hope you enjoy it. Let's jump into it. You're probably wondering why I look so weird, and that's because I just have foundation on only. And the reason I skipped this step is just because foundation is very personalized for your wedding day. You might want something more matte and more glowy. I personally want something that's in between, a little more satiny kind of finish, just because if it's super glowy, it might not translate very well on camera. It might look a little bit oily. And if it's super matte, it looks kind of flat on cameras as well. So I personally prefer something that's in the middle. So I use the Perfecting Liquid Foundation from Arbonne. I don't really know how to say that. But that's it. I will list some foundations that I think would be good wedding day foundations in the description bar below. But again, the foundation is very, very personalized. So you might want something completely different than what I think would be best. So my recommendation when you're trying to find a good wedding day foundation is just go to Sephora, get matched to the perfect color because you don't want to be a weird color, and just talk to them about what you're looking for in a foundation and what you want, and I'm sure you will find one that works best for you. Next, we're going to just move into concealer. For concealing, I feel like you want something that's a little bit more on the full coverage side. Again, a satin finish, because if it's super dewy under there, it might translate kind of weird on camera. I'm going to use this waterproof, long-lasting under-eye concealer from Lancome. And waterproof on your wedding day might just be a good idea in general. I mean, chances are you are gonna cry. I did. I definitely cried on my wedding day. My husband didn't. Not surprising. He's not as emotional as I am. It's kind of funny thinking back on my wedding day. I wasn't really into makeup at that point. Like, I wore mascara and I wore blush and I wore concealer, and that was kind of the extent. I remember asking my mom if I could just wear some of her lip gloss because literally, I wasn't even wearing any lip product. That's how unprepared for my wedding day makeup I was. And I was just like, oh, I'll just do it myself. And I realized I had no idea what I was doing. So if I could go back, there are a few things I would change, but my wedding pictures looked okay. And I looked like myself, obviously, which is what I think is most important, that you look like yourself on your wedding day. I just think it's kind of funny, me now versus me then. I didn't have any idea what I was doing. I'm just gonna put a little bit of concealer underneath my nose just because I tend to get red around this area quite quickly. And for my clients, what I did on that wedding day, I just used this Maybelline Fit Me powder. Again, some people brought different powders, so some of the products I used were a little bit different on that day than what I'm going to use today, but this is the product I would recommend if you don't want anything. Oh my gosh, that just all poured out everywhere. So I'm just going to powder all the usual areas. So I'm really going to concentrate the powder in the middle of the face, and then I'm very, very lightly going to dust powder all around the face just to make sure that there's not going to be any patchiness when we apply any of the other powders. And as you can see, it mattifies, and it says it's coverage, but it really doesn't add like hardly any coverage, I feel like. That just literally spilled everywhere, all over me, so good thing I'm wearing a white shirt. And then I'm just lightly, very lightly powdering. And when I powder, I just dab. I don't swipe or anything, because that way you could disturb some of the coverage you have going on, and you definitely don't want to do that. Perfect. All right, so we are all powdered. And that was sufficiently a huge mess. So I'm going to do a little bit of contouring. This Loreal Bronze It is just a really great bronzing / contour shade. It is a little bit on the cooler side though, so I do like to use it for contouring. I'm not bringing it down here or anything, just in the hollows of my cheek area. This hair, you guys, I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of looking like a corpse bride, but it's fine. And then I'm lightly dusting this on the sides of my nose. Sorry, I have my mirror right here, so if you see me just looking down here, that's why I got my mirror there. All right, so then we're gonna go into bronzer. This is the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Bronzer. This is nothing new, I've used it a million times. For that client's wedding day, I used this blush, but I used the color, what was it? I used the color Tender Rose on the client's wedding day, but it broke. So RIP Tender Rose, I'll miss you forever. I love that color, it's so great. But I'm gonna use a different True Match blush today. This is Precious Peach. Peachy tones are a little more summery, look great with the tan, so I don't mind using this color. Milani Luminosos are another great affordable option, but I use that literally too much, so we're just gonna go with this color. Oof, it's pretty, guys. This one's a winner. Cool, we're looking so bronzy peachy right now. There's no denying this is one of the best cream highlighters, I think, ever. It's honestly such a good highlight. It goes beautifully on all skin tones. It's just such a great light catching highlighter. It doesn't really have a base color to it, so it just adds shine. And then I would definitely add some highlight here, just a little smidge, because that's where the light would normally hit one's glistening face. This next part is very optional. So if you want to be like ultra crazy highlighted, go in with a cream first, like I did, and then go in with a powder highlight. And your highlight is gonna last all night. It's gonna look amazing. It's gonna be seen from outer space. If that's not the look you're going for, skip this step and just stick with the cream highlighter. I wanna get a little crazy. Whew, you can't fake that, you guys. This is just gently on top of this cream highlight. I'm having a spiritual experience looking at my highlight right now. So we are highlighted, but I will admit we are a little bit powdery. So this is just my everyday spray. I love it. I recommend it to everybody. And we're just gonna do a really light one. We're not gonna do a super glowy, like 10,000 sprays, just because we're not going for a super glowy look. We're just looking to kind of push down all of the powder and make it not look so cakey. And this will kind of blend the colors together, push down any of the excess powder, and just look overall amazing. We're gonna go into the brows. This is what I do with my clients, and it worked for basically everybody. This is the IT Cosmetics Zero Brows But Better, and this is in the shade Universal. Honestly, it is universal. And I'm just filling in any sparse areas and elongate right here so they kind of match. This eyebrow is definitely longer than this eyebrow. My eyebrows are definitely not twins. They might not even be sisters. They're kind of like cousins that are going to the same family reunion. I filled in the eyebrows. We're looking good. I'm gonna use the clear brow gel from Anastasia, and we're just gonna fluff up the top a little bit, just set them in place. And that's it, nothing too crazy with the brows. I did kind of a bronzy natural eye, so I used the Tarteist Pro palette. We're just gonna jump right in. Fluffy brush, use the shade Bold right here. And we're just doing that kind of all over the crease in a very fluffy crease work action. Essentially everyone had the same color scheme going on, so that's what I'm gonna show you today. And then we're going to go into Innocent, which is this top redishy brown color right there. Again, with the same fluffy brush. And then we're just working it in the crease of the outer corner. Man, this palette is so good, you guys. I forget how awesome this palette is, but if you're just looking for a great basics palette, this has cool tones, warm tones. It smells like chocolate. It is so good. And I feel like it was so underrated. Like, no one talked about how great it was, which I don't understand. I will say I'm not terribly impressed with the shimmers on the side, but the mattes in this palette are A++. So it's a very diffused, blown out bronze. And then we just added one more color. I wanna say it was either Edgy or Whimsy. I'm gonna use Edgy though, just cause it's a little more neutral. And I just packed that right on the outer portion of the eye. Again, just adding a little more definition. So I'm just gonna take a clean fluffy brush and I'm just gonna blend that all together. So one of the last steps, which I think just brought all of the colors together, is I took the highlight, the Maybelline Master Chrome. I used this, it was amazing. And I just put it on the inner 2/3-ish before we get to this part of the eye. So whatever this area is, I wanna say the inner 2/3. This highlight is such a great multi-use product because it's so pigmented, it's a great eyeshadow. For under eyes, I'm not a huge like crazy under eyes person. So I just took Bold, which is that transition shade we use, and I took a little tapered brush, not that one, this one. Took a little tapered brush with Bold and I just swiped it underneath the lash line, just so it ties everything in together, but it's not taking away from what we have at the top. And if you feel like you want a little more definition underneath the eyes, I'm gonna go with Edgy, which is that dark brown. I'm just gonna dab ever so slightly into it, and I'm just gonna add that right into the outer corner. Okay, and so I did take eyeliner. I used a soft brown. This is Bountiful Brown by MAC. And I didn't do a wing. If your bride wants a wing, or if you want a wing, go for it. But since we're going for a little more of a timeless look, I felt like just doing a soft brown to define the lash line was the better choice. Obviously, you can do lashes on your wedding day. I feel like my eyelashes are long enough to where I don't have to do fake eyelashes. And I'm just doing a very light coat on the bottom, just to add some more definition there. I'm in love with this makeup. I honestly, like, when the day was done and I finished doing everyone's makeup, I was like, I'm actually really proud of myself. Everyone looked smoking hot. So that's always a good feeling. We are going to move on to the final step, which is the lips. Whatever pinky nude they want to do, just go for it. But, oh my gosh, why am I talking and doing lip liner at the same time? Hold, please. I would suggest doing a matte just because they last longer, but if you do a gloss or a more moisturizing lipstick, make sure you bring it with you so throughout the day you can reapply it. And then I just blotted out the lipstick so it looks a little more natural, and then I'm done. All right guys, so that concludes this wedding makeup tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. I honestly love this look and I think it's so universally flattering. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, you know the dealio. Thumbs up, subscribe, and click on the bell, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.